By now, you should know that there's going to be another Trump administration. So does that mean that TikTok won't be banned? What's your cause is more complicated than understanding why you have just bought something you didn't need from TikTok shop.
Again?
So, before I talk about this, I need to show you a story. Imagine you walk into a supermarket and want to buy a Mr. Beast chocolate. At the checkout counter, you tell the cashier,
Hey Bodo, very expensive at $5 plus. Sell me at $3 instead, can?
The cashier will likely say no. And even if you get into a quarrel with her, she still cannot sell you the chocolate cheaper. Cause she's just there to do her job, executing the task of scanning the chocolate, taking your money and giving you your change. Instead, if you want the prices of the chocolate to change, you need to talk to the supermarket merchandise department and also Mr. Beast company. So, just think of the cashier as the president of the United States, Mr. Beast company as the House of Representatives, and the supermarket department as the Senate. And the price of the chocolate is the law. The president's powers are actually just to execute the law, not to change the law. It's just like the cashier's power is just to execute the task, not to change the price. Yeah, so you know that actually the president doesn't have much powers to change the laws, and his responsibility is to execute the law, which is why he's also known as the head of the executive branch. But why are people thinking that the president can change the law, what heck, even change the law of physics? Cause they made those promises during their campaigns, so we think they have the powers to do so. So if you want a change in policies, it depends a lot on Congress instead, which are lawmakers. Like the supermarket example, there are two departments, the House of Representatives and Senate, and there are hundreds of them. Together, they are called Congress. In fact, if you were to ask me, I would say that they are more important. But because there are many of them, it's not exciting to watch their elections. Now, it should be noted that as of time of this recording, it's unknown if Trump's party wins both the houses, but there's a chance that his party might win them. So, now that you know that the president's power are limited, here's the thing, TikTok might not be safe after all. You see, back in April this year, Congress made a law whereby TikTok either has to be banned in the US by January next year or has to be sold to a US entity. Laws will eventually need to be signed and approved by the president. But even if the president doesn't sign it, there are ways to get it approved by Congress. But anyways, simply put, you might think that Trump will do something to reverse the ban. But here's the thing, what can he do? Remember, presidents don't change laws. However, Trump has said that he didn't support the ban as it will benefit other platforms like Facebook. And in September, he did a video saying, for all of those who want to save TikTok in America, vote for Trump. But here's the thing, that's all he said about TikTok. We all have this impression that because he didn't support the ban, we all thought that he would unban TikTok as if there's a Control Z button on his desk. But the fact is that since then, he has not spoken about TikTok but focused mostly on other issues like terrorist border controls, etc. You know, things that really matter instead of a social media platform. So, can Trump reverse the ban? Yes and no. Remember, his party is likely going to win Congress. But then again, remember, it was Congress that banned TikTok, and usually, most members of Congress are the same people as they can serve unlimited terms. So if Trump managed to convince Congress to reverse the ban, it will look like Congress made a U-turn. At this moment, TikTok is still challenging the ban in court, and if it fails by 19 January 2025, the ban will take place. And Trump will only formally be sworn in on 20 January 2025. So one thing is for sure, if you want to watch short videos of his apa ini, you have to watch it in Instagram Reels or YouTube Shorts. You can watch this video to know more about the TikTok ban. And thank you for spending almost 3 minutes with me. I really appreciate it.